Hello everyone, so this is a tutorial on how to make this trendy pencil skirt with side ruffles. If it's your first time here, welcome to this amazing family, and kindly subscribe, but don't forget to like and leave a comment on the comment section. Yeah guys, let's begin. So with me here is this African print fabric. It's long enough for both the front part and the back part. So I'm folding the fabric into two, and I'll just cut on the folded part. The one on the top is now our front part of the skirt, and then the one under it is the back part. What I'm about to do next is to come up with the basic skirt pattern. I'm leaving about 2 inches for the zipper allowance on the back part of the skirt. After that, I'll start measuring. The top edge is our waistline. I'm leaving about 1 inch for the waistband, then measuring waistline to full length measurement is 18 inches. And note guys, I'm not adding any allowance for the folding. And I'll draw a line on the marked points like that. Again, I'll take the waistline to hip measurement. Mine is at 9 inches guys. Draw a line on the marked points too. And once I'm done, I'll now take the horizontal measurement. On the waistline, I'm taking 1/4 of my waist measurement at 7 inches. I'm replacing 1 inch for the dart and then adding 1.5 inches for the seam allowance. In total now we have 2.5 inches allowance. Then at the hip line, I'll take 1/4 of my hip measurement and then only add 2 inches for the seam allowances. Then for the full length, I'll also take 1/4 of the full length as 9 inches, then add 2 inches too. After that, I'll connect the marked points for the outline of the skirt. That is from the waistline to the full length line. And then this remaining piece is our facing for the front part of the skirt. I'll just slant it outwards like that. Then cut on the outline. After I'm done cutting, I'll notch at the start of the facing and then also notch at the center front and the center back. And moving forward, I'll cut the folded part for the back piece so that we have 2 parts for the back. And yeah, here is what we have. This is the front part and then the 2 pieces for the back part. I'll now fold the facing, then cut a lining for the remaining part of the fabric. I've already cut the lining for both parts. This one is for the back, then this for the front part. And this is how you attach your lining to the fabric. I'll start pinning them down together at the edges. Then continue doing that all the way to the other end. After you are done pinning, now stitch on the pin part and also stitch on the sides with only 1/4 inches. And then you will repeat the same procedure for the back part. And here are 2 back pieces ironed after turning them inside out. What comes next guys is to find the center back on where we'll be fixing the zipper by bringing in the front part. Then you just press it. And after having our center back like this is what we do. And this is a very short skirt, guys, meaning you not need a huge back slit, and 5.5 inches is enough for that. Then mark another 5.5 inches for the zipper from the top edge of the skirt. Then what we do next is stitch loosely around the zipper part. You back stitch at this point, normal stitches, then loose stitches again for the slit. And here we go. I also made a box slit by stitching the allowance on one side. Then make a cut immediately after the slit because it should be lying very flat at this point. And after you're done with that, now it's time to have our dart. This is very simple. I'll measure half of the 7 inches, mark that, then I'll add half of an inch on each side. Like that. Then do the same on the other side too. And after measuring, I'll again measure 5 inches for the dart depth. And once I'm done, next step is to head on the sewing machine and stitch the darts in that manner. The same will apply also for the front part. And after I was done with the darts, this is what I have. And I've also ironed them as well. It's now time to work on the side ruffles. I have these two pieces measuring 60 inches long. I've also double hemmed on the side of each piece and made gathered stitches on the side that is not folded. So now I'll be using the string to pull in there to make gathers. And this is how you do that. Just ensure you're very gentle because you don't want the string to break. I'll bring back this front piece and measure the total length from top to bottom. I just left about 1 inch for the waistband, and after it's 16.5 inches, I'll then continue gathering the fabric till I'm done. Here is what I have after gathering the two pieces, each measuring 16.5 inches. Moving forward, mark your measurement on the right side of the front part of the skirt. What I'm doing here is taking 1/4 of my measurements from the center front. I'll now measure 1 inch away from the top edge because I'll start stitching the ruffle 1 inch away. Then repeat the same on the other side of the skirt. This is what we've got after stitching the side ruffles on the front part of the skirt. From there, I'll now start working on the waistband, and this is the easiest way I normally do it. Just trace the waistline curve on another fabric like this. And then, for my case, I'll be measuring 2 inches for the waistband. I'll measure that all the way. After I'm done, I'll just cut it out. And I'll again have its facing by tracing it on another fabric like this. And just cut it out gently. And of course, a gum stick is a must for a waistband, and I'll just trace and cut the gum stick from the piece of fabric. Over here is the waistband pieces ironed with the gum stick. This is the back piece and they are facing, and the front piece as well. From there, I'm going to stitch as I'm demonstrating. Then also stitch the facing in that manner. And finally top stitch on the facing. I'll do the same on the two back parts too. Yeah, I stitch everything as explained earlier. This is the front part and I've top stitched the facing like this. And the back part is a little different because I didn't stitch all the way to the end. This space left here is for the zipper, and I'll only stitch to the end after I've fixed my zipper on it. I'll just demonstrate for you guys to see. You'll need to put your zipper first, stitch it, and that is when you can stitch to the other end like that. As you can see guys, we have our zipper fixed and everything looks so neat. It's now time we bring back the front part, match it to the back part like this. Ensure the ruffles don't get on the way while stitching. Then I'll head again on my sewing machine and stitch on the blue lines I'm just marking right now. Take note on how I'm drawing the line outwards on the facing part, then stitch from top to bottom of the skirt. And here is it after stitching. You need to do this around the waist part, so guys follow keenly what I'm doing. After that, make it have a finished look by folding inwards again. All round, fold it all round. And then in between the seam from the right side, you stitch to make it stick. I hope you understand what I mean, guys. And here is our final look, guys. Kindly subscribe, like and leave a comment.